This is the Good Neighbor Podcast, the place where local businesses and neighbors come together. Here's your host, Millie M.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Good Neighbor Podcast. I'm your host, Millie M. Are you in need of a lifelong partner for your health journey? Well, one might be closer than you think. Today, I have the pleasure of introducing your good neighbor, Dr. Reddy of WellNest MD. How are you doing, Dr. Reddy?
Fantastic, Millie. Thank you for that beautiful introduction.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to have you here. Excited to learn all about you and your business. Tell us more about WellNest.
Yes, so WellNest MD, as the name goes, it's a nest. So the moment you walk into this place, it should feel like a home away from home. So that's the concept. When you come home, you're relaxed, you feel rejuvenated, you feel happy, in cases mostly, and you feel confident about and secure. So that's the main concept of Wellness MD. The moment you walk in, it's this beautiful space, not the routine primary care office. I promise you, I personally designed it with the concept that you should feel like you're at home. So it's like a nest. The center, you have me sitting with the nurses and just knowing you. And the primary goal was to not just look at the medical domain. It's integrating the medical domain with the mental health domain, functional health domain, social health domain, spiritual health domain, and your financial health domain. If you think about it, it's very important, because if you don't integrate that, and I just go on a rampant of, hey, you need to do this, this, and that, you're lost in that game of, oh, so I'm so bad that I have to do so many steps. Rather, I would say, if a plumber comes in, hey, you know how you have to fix a pipe? You connect two things with something and you clamp and make sure before that you turn off the water, and then you check it after you turn on the water if there's any leaks, or after your intervention was done. The same thing. I'm not saying everybody's leaking and they need plumbing fixed, but it's integrating that core concept, and I am that clamp to connect those two ends which have been leaking with either a new hose or a new pump needed. So I want to be that lifelong partner in your health journey so that I can get you to the next stage. We traditionally have been doing reactive medicine, where I would do a bunch of labs, tests, and reflect on that and say, all right, I need to fix these and feel good about those metrics. But the core concept is preventive care, right? That means I should not see something happen in the next 10 years you're with me. So my core concept was to identify those microvascular changes, or the microscopic changes at the cellular level, and clamp it down so that you won't ever see high blood pressure, diabetes, more of autoimmune reactions. Age gracefully is what I call it.
That's a beautiful concept. And I love how you talk about the commitment that you make to your patients, and you expect that same commitment back from them. We were talking about how it's kind of like a health marriage. You guys work together in order to, like you said, age gracefully. And I love how you talk about working with the total person, from finances to spiritual, because a lot of our health issues spawn from stress or different other things that are going on in our lives. So I love that total wellness concept that you practice. So how did you get into this business? How did you decide to become a doctor, number one? And what made you decide to take this angle of looking at more holistic and whole person wellness?
Great, Millie. If I start the journey of how I became a physician, I think you and I will need an entire day, because spanning my medical health journey started from one of the oldest medical schools in India. And then I landed up my first research project in Mayo Clinic in Minnesota, Rochester, Minnesota. From then on, I went to do more research in University of Florida in Gainesville. Then went on to do stroke research in Rochester, New York. That's where I wanted to get into internal medicine residency training. And then after finishing that, I wanted to learn the concept of aging and aging right, because most often than not, when I saw my clients or patients, I call them in a different sense, end up in a hospital saying, what would I have done better so that I should not have been in this state? That's a very deep question. It's not something I used to take lightly. And I wanted to pursue the science of aging, like elderly gerontology. So I went to University of Miami to do my fellowship. That's when I saw the beautiful Georgia and started working. I was adjunct professor of medicine at Medical College of Georgia, Augusta campus in Rome. I was teaching internal medicine residents. Then I went on to do nursing home resident care as a medical director up in Dalton with Vitruvian, which was a Hamilton healthcare system. So during this process of teaching, understanding, and sharing my abundance of knowledge, again, the core concept was why or what would have they have done to prevent that frailty that from happening. That's where the journey began to create this wellness MD concept. But throughout this journey to become a physician, it was more the passion of how can I help in every stage that they come to me. It could be for a stubbed toe or a severe ICU related illness. I wanted to be there with them, holding their hand, sit with them, and know what exactly I could help in whatever way I could.
That's a beautiful, beautiful concept. And we are waiting for you to discover the the fountain of youth, because we're all looking to age backwards, right? So what are some myths or misconceptions about your industry or what you do in particular?
Yes, that's a great point. I have in the three-part answer. Can I do that?
Absolutely.
So the common myth or misconception about the service at Wellness MD is, oh, it's located in Sandy Springs. Is it for me, or is it for a Hollywood celebrity or a music star or some NBA player or like a NFL player? No,
Yeah.
it is for you and I. Every man and woman who's age 18 and above should come and check out the facility, because I just don't carry the concept of rejuvenative health for longevity. It's with direction. I have the more holistic ways of approach of health, that is whole body cryotherapy, augmented heat and light, which is now a rave of red light. I have more something more specific and more dynamic in terms of heat and light therapy. We have the hydro massage and the lymphatic massage, which adds in a holistic concept of how do you drain your pipes well, how do you keep your skin healthy, how do you keep your brain healthy, and also prevent asthma-like problems, high blood pressure, and even dementia with just these non-invasive, non-medical approaches. With that, I also have this aesthetic division. One of the misconceptions of aesthetics when somebody mentions is like, oh, that's the Botox, that's the toxic. No, there is nothing wrong in staying beautiful or handsome. I would say, yes, if you have that microvascular lesion, which is absurd, I would take care of it. But yes, if you want to have those fine wrinkles taken care of, you'd be happy to know in this day and age, I don't have to put shots in you or chemicals in you. I
That's
am
always been scared of. I've been scared of the shots. So
exactly. Even I am scared of. I was trained. I'm certified on Botox and fillers. But you would be happy to know that I'm trying to get my niche in Atlanta area as the non-invasive aesthetician. So I have RF devices, radio frequency devices. I have skin tightening devices which use natural heat, which stimulate your collagen and your elastin fibers, so that you have that natural lift. So instead of Botox, I can actually give you a more toned face by elevating your facial muscles. So literally, the tox depresses your muscles. You paralyze your depressor muscles. But with the devices I have and the science I use, I can actually tone the elevator muscles. So it acts the same way, but actually more naturally. So the results are sustained.
I'm on my way. I'm coming. So we know that marketing is the heart of every business. Who are your target patients and how do you reach them? Who's perfect for your service?
Great question. And that's why I'm here at Good Neighbor Podcast, because your outreach is phenomenal. And what you guys do, even as a service to all of us, is great. Thank you for reaching out to us on that, for sure. The target population is somebody around 30 to 40 or 30 to 50, ideally, because they are now settled in their professional careers. So what? And they know what they have in mind, but they don't have a direction on their health. Because what healthcare industry is traditionally done is insurance world. It's always like, are you covered by insurance? Are you not covered by insurance? So they drive our healthcare in a deeper sense. Rather, if only aesthetics was covered by insurance, wouldn't it be actually beautiful? Like, we work so hard, we are paying so much healthcare dollars in maintaining ourselves. Suppose, for example, I'm taking some talks, I make myself younger and beautiful, taking care of those wrinkles. Wouldn't I be confident to eat better, live better, do things better? It's not like I'm taking a talks and just sitting and saying, So
Yes.
it's the healthcare industry that I wanted to conceptualizely change. So yes.
30 to 50. That sounds right, because I think like you said, moving from reactive healthcare to proactive healthcare, it's like, what do you want out of your life? What do you want out of your health? What direction do you want to go? So instead of waiting until you get high blood pressure and then fixing it, what things can you do to prevent that high blood pressure? And so moving people in that 30 to 50 range into those spaces of preventative care, because I know, like, I personally have a lot of dementia in my family, so it's like, what can I do to ward that off? What can I eat? What type of exercise can I do, in order to prevent that? And I think that age range is perfect for that. Have you ever thought about doing your own podcast? Because you have a lot of information and a lot of wealth of knowledge that I think people need to hear.
I was asked to do, but I'm new to Atlanta area. I was practicing up north in Rome and in Dalton all
Okay.
these years. It's my first year in Atlanta. It's been awesome.
Yeah. Sandy
But
Springs is a great area too.
yes, I didn't have anybody like Millie with that flamboyant energy to guide me on that. So it's a good concept. I would love to do it that way. I know I'll have a better outreach by
Yeah.
educating our people. I use Instagram handle sometimes to educate our community. I should do that more. But one
Yeah.
thing important, Millie, I wanted to mention is I'm also a board certified geriatrician. So the value of being seen by a geriatrician when you're 65 and above is beyond words. Not
Right.
saying you need to come see me, but I please tell our community, see
Yeah.
a geriatrician. It's life changing for your loved ones, because we look at frailty not like a disease process. We look at preventive strategies for
Right.
frailty. Like when you said dementia, it's a frailty diagnosis too. Like it contributes to your frailty early on. I have protocols. In fact, the peptide molecules that people are talking about, not just the weight loss peptides, but
Mhm.
there is so much in the pipeline for a patient suffering with dementia. You'll be amazed. I can take quotes right now, but I won't take time of our lovely community. But literally, I have anecdotal and my personal patient care experiences with using protocols that I have established at WellNest MD, where I could literally help you night and day between a dementia patient.
Oh,
That's
wow.
my passion.
Yeah.
I swear by it. I'll go to the moon and back for them, because they are the most hardworking people who don't know how hard they worked to get there. They've
Yeah.
forgotten themselves. So caregiver burden is huge. You have experienced, in family, you just mentioned dementia. Caregiver burden is huge. Uh,
Yeah.
Behind the caregivers who give a smile saying, "Hi, doctor, how are you doing?" It's that pain that you look into and you hold their hands. They cry. They literally sob unconsolably, because they say, "Doc, nobody ever held my hand and say, 'How am I doing?'" They always ask the demented patient, which they don't know how they're doing. So it's important to look at that holistic part of the community. If
Yeah.
I'm taking care of my grandmother with dementia, I want to be taken care of too. If I
Yeah.
keep my core to floor stable and strong by simple 30-minute protocols here at WellNest MD, imagine you want to hold that older person up from the wheelchair, they're demented. You need that strength. I'm not saying I'm a gym trainer, but I focus on functional health
Right.
and
And
simple.
those are things that I just think people don't think about. They don't think, okay, I have to be strong in order to lift this person up. Or like you said, everybody's worried about the patient, but it's like, what about the caretakers and their mental health and them never getting a break and being able to, live their lives in the way that they desire to. So I just want you to quickly tell our listeners, what is the one thing you want them to always remember about Wellness MD?
I'm not just a physician, I'm your lifelong partner for health. I reiterate that with a lot of deep sense, because you come, meet us, you'll see how amazing life can be. Not just being stuck with me, but I will project a projectile of your health for the next decades of life, and plan it in a way that you will be happy even at the terminal decades of life, the 80 to 100 age group, that you'll be content that, hey, we have planned a map for living better, not necessarily longer, but living better.
Living better. I love that. So please, Dr. Reddy, tell our listeners how they can, if they're ready to partner with you lifelong for their health, how can they reach you?
Yes, ma'am. Millie, it's simple. It's wellnessmd.com. You reach out there. There's a number you can reach out to us, which is 404-905-5680. That's a direct line. One of our amazing staff is there. Sierra Chin, she's my assistant. She'll pick up the call, or I'll pick up the call, talk to you personally. Come in over, walk over. You will feel the difference that you have not, or you might have been holding off on experiencing life the way it has to be.
You're ready for an exciting life. Reach out to Dr. Reddy, your lifelong partner. Thank you so much for being here, and wishing you and your business the best of luck moving forward. I'm going to come see you about that.
I'll be happy to help.
Thank you for listening to the Good Neighbor Podcast. To nominate your favorite local businesses to be featured on the show, go to gnpcobbcounty.com. That's gnpcobbcounty.com. Or call 470-470-4506.